Hello everyone and welcome back to another deck idea brought to you by Double Sleeved. Today we're covering the blue Android 18 leader coming out in Power Absorbed. And it's one leader that I've definitely got on the radar for one of the better leaders coming out of this set. And a lot of cool Android and Earthling kind of synergy. And we've seen a lot of support for Androids in the past, so there's a large amount of cards that can fit within this deck. But let's jump into the leader. Kicking things off, we've got Android 18, standard 10k, auto, when this card attacks, draw one and place up to one blue card from your drop under this card. So some drop area synergy, and we haven't really seen much leaders utilize cards from the drop or deck to be placed underneath it. Hatch is probably the only one that I can think of off the top of my head. But Awaken when your life is at 4 or less, and there are three or more cards under this card. Draw one, switch one of your energy to active mode, and add cards from your life to your hand until you have 6 life left over. So always good to have that secondary Awaken effect. And 3 cards under this card is not that difficult to do. You can definitely get there by turn 2. And on our Awaken side, Android 18, Impenetrable Rushdown. 15k, same auto, when this card attacks, draw one, place up to one blue card from your drop under this card. We've got an auto once per turn. When you add a card from your life to your hand, place up to one blue card from your drop under this card. And an activate battle once per turn. Add one card from your life to your hand, and this card gets plus 5,000 power for the battle. It's good having that Self-Awakener built into the leader, so we don't have to run cards in our main deck or our Z deck to kind of have that Self-Awakener available. We can get down to 4 life to turn on our super combos and things like that. And if we're going for game on our leader and we have that extra life available, then we can take the life and just get that extra 5k also. Moving into the deck, we've got a couple of 1-drops. We've got an Android 18 gearing up for battle. So 1-drop 4k, when it's played, look at up to 5 cards from the top of your deck. Add up to 1 Krillin or Android card, both blue with an energy cost of 5 or less, among them to your hand, and then shuffle your deck. We have so many blue Android and Krillin cards available in this deck. Majority of them are under 5k, if not all of them, so we've got plenty of cards to search out with this. And then activate main, limit 1, burst 1. If your leader is a blue Android 18 card, place this card under your leader. So we can easily get 2 cards under our leader on our turn 1 if we're going second, because we can play this out, burst 1, attack with our leader, and then put that blue card that we bursted underneath the leader as well. Next, we've got Krillin gearing up for battle. It's a 1-drop 4k. When it's played, draw 1, and then the same activate main on Krillin as well. So depending on which one we need, and we're not going to be running 5 of these Android 18s. We're only going to run 4 because that is the legal limit. And then we've got Krillin helping his family, a 1-drop extra card. So a activate main, limit 1. If your leader is a blue Android 18 card, draw 1 card, look at up to 7 cards from the top of your deck. Place up to 1 Krillin or Android 18 card, both blue among them in the drop. Shuffle your deck. If you placed a Krillin or Android 18 in the drop, you get to untap 1 mono blue energy. So this is pretty good because you get to draw 1 card, so it replaces itself. You get those cards into the drop area, and since we've got a lot of Android 18 and Krillin cards, we're more than likely going to untap 1. And this card just fuels our drop area to get cards underneath our leader and filters through the deck as well. Next, we've got the Unison. It's an Android 18 Krillin and Marin Family United. It's a 2-cost 15k, 2 specified blue that is. Permanent, while your leader is a Krillin or Android 18 card, this card gains blocker. We've got a +2 activate main. We draw 1, discard 1 card from our hand. Additionally, if your leader is a Krillin or Android 18 card, both mono blue, we place a Krillin or Android card, both blue, from our drop under our leader, and at the end of the turn, switch this card to active mode. So we can attack with this card, do this effect, untap it, and have blocker available on our opponent's turn. And being a +2 Unison as well makes this card incredibly sticky and difficult for our opponent to get around. Of course, we do have Black Smoke running around, which makes things difficult. But we've also got a -4 activate main. Choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and place it at the bottom of the owner's deck. -4 is not a lot of markers, it's very easy to get to, and having some barrier removal within the deck is good, especially when you're placing it at the bottom of the owner's deck rather than putting it back in their hand. Next, we've got Krillin Defensive Battler. It's a 3-cost 15k with Deflect. Permanent, while you have a blue Android 18 card with an energy cost of 5 or more in play, this card gains 5000 power and blocker. And auto at the end of the turn, switch this card to active mode, similar to the Unison, to have that blocker available on our opponent's turn. We've got the activate main limit 1 for 1 blue. If your leader is blue and you have 3 or more energy, play this card from your hand. Very easy to get to. And then next we've got the Krillin Power Expanded. Very similar. We've got the blue Android 18 card with an energy cost of 5 or more in play. This card gains dual attack instead of blocker. And when it's played, we bottom deck one of our opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 4 or less. And again, the same activate main for 1 blue. If our leader is blue, we have 3 or more energy, we just simply play this card. So a 15k dual attacker for 1 energy with some low to the ground removal is pretty good. Next we've got Android 17 Emergency Defense. It's a 3-drop 15k, and Emergency Defense definitely lives up to the name. It's a counter attack limit 1. If your leader is a blue Android 18 card, negate the attack and play this card. Pretty expensive for 3 energy, but we do have the permanent. You can activate this card's counter skill from your hand without paying its energy cost by placing 2 blue non-leaders from under your leader in their owner's drop. So we're getting some use out of the cards that we're putting underneath our leader and just being able to have that free negate without needing any energy. Super combo for the deck. It's a standard when your life is at 4 or less. Use this card in a combo, draw 1. But it is a Krillin, which means that it is searchable off of our 1-drop Android 18. And searchable super combos is always incredibly good. But this Krillin does have some synergy with another card in the deck that we will get to. And then we've got Android 17 supporting his sister, another 3-drop 15k 17 card. When this card is played, choose up to one of your mono blue Android 18 cards with an energy cost of 5 or less and switch to active mode, and then an activate battle limit 1 for 1 blue. If your leader is a blue Android 18 card and an Android 18 card is in your combo area, play this card from under your leader, and at the end of the turn if this card is in play, place it at the bottom of the owner's deck. So we've got a great way to get this card out, since all we need to do is combo with an 18, which again we have a fair few of those within the deck. And when it plays, we get to restand one of our 18s 5 or less, which is going to be one of these two ideally. We've got Android 18 and Krillin Future Spun by Battle. It's a 4-drop Deflect dual attack 15k. Auto, if you don't have a Unison in play, when this card is played, play up to 1 Android 18, Krillin and Marin Family United from your deck with a marker on it in rest mode, and then shuffle your deck. And activate main limit 1 for 2 blue energy. If your leader is a blue Android 18 card and there are 2 or more cards under it, play this card from your hand. It's very easy to get those 2 cards underneath our leader on that turn 2 or turn 1 with the 1-drops. So that we have the 2 energy available on our turn 2 to play this card, get a 15k dual attacker and play the Unison out. It's quite a lot of value there. The Unison's going to stick around. It's going to get to 3 markers and untap to have the blocker available. And this is one of those cards that we can restand with the 17, but we generally want to restand Android 18 Energy Wave. This one is a 20k double striker. Permanent, when this card would be removed from your battle area, remove it from the game instead. And this one will start triggering off the Krillin Defensive Battler and Power Expanded as well to get the dual attack and the blocker, since this is a 5-drop Android 18. Auto limit 1 for 1 blue. If your leader is blue and you have 3 or more energy, when you use a blue Krillin card from your hand or battle area in a combo, play this card from under your leader or from your hand. And auto for 1 blue, when this card is played, play up to 1 mono blue Krillin with an energy cost of 3 from your Z energy, combo area or drop. So tons of areas to play out that Krillin depending on where we need it. And it's definitely going to be one of these 2 options to get the blocker or to get the 15k dual attacker. So some really good synergy with the Krillins and the Android 18s within this deck. Since we are running that Unison and this is a Android deck, we're definitely going to be running a couple of copies of Android 18 Let the Battle Begin, one of the best counterplays available at the moment. So it's a 4-drop 15k blocker. We've got a permanent if your leader is an Android card or Heroine card, and you have a Unison in play with a specified cost of 2 or more, and it's your opponent's turn, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 3, making it a 1-drop 15k blocker and the counterplay on this card is incredibly good. So we play this card, and then if the battle card being played has an energy cost of 4 or less, it's placed at the bottom of the owner's deck instead of being played. So really good to run this card, as the longer our unison sticks around, the better, and the longer that we have access to this card. Next, we've got A18 Measureless Strength. This is the only blue-green card that I'm running in this deck. We don't have to worry about energy exhaust because of the permit on this card. If your leader is a blue android card, negate this card's energy exhaust in all areas. We're not going to be rivaling this card since we aren't running any other blue-green cards, although it is an option. If you have one in hand, you can combo with it and then a rival, but you would also need another one in your energy, so that is pretty costly. You would need to see 3 of them over the course of the game, and probably not worth it, but we are running this card for the activate main. Limit 1, discard this card from your hand, look at up to 5 cards from the top of your deck, add up to 1 blue android card with an energy cost of 5 or less among them, and then shuffle your deck. So we can search out some of the counterplays and the boss monsters that we have within the deck, and just filter our deck as well to start getting out those pieces. Next, we've got Pincer Attack Android 18. This was a TP from a couple of kits ago, but it's a 2-drop 15k. Auto if your leader is a blue android card and you choose one of your opponent's clone tokens and remove it from the game. So we can not worry about that auto since we're not going to be running any effects that have the clone tokens. But we do have the auto for 1 blue. If your leader is a blue android 18 card, at the end of the battle in which this card is used in a combo from your hand, we get to play this card from the drop area. So it's good to be able to get out of an attack, combo to 20k, and then we can use the auto to play this card and have a 15k attacker. Another card that came from the last tournament pack kit is Android 17 Defending Friends. It's a 1-drop counter attack, negate the attack and play this card in rest mode. And then we have auto limit 1. If your leader is blue and your leader is a Z leader, you have 3 or more Z energy, or you have a Z battle card in play. When this card is played, for the turn, your opponent can't attack with battle cards unless they choose 1 card in their hand and place it at the bottom of their deck each time. So really good floodgate. We have a Z leader for the deck. We can accumulate that Z energy, and we're going to be playing a couple of different Z battle cards out. So it's definitely an easy way to have this floodgate available. Next, we have Heavy Kick Krillin. This one's a bit of a unique card, but it does have some good synergy with a couple of the cards in the deck. So auto if your leader is blue and there is a multicolor card in your energy, when you combo with this card, it gets plus 5,000 combo for the duration of the turn. So if we are able to charge that Android 18 Measureless Strength, then we can have this free 10k combo to use on our battle cards or our leader when we're going in for game and things like that. You could up this card, you know, having a free 10k just for having a multicolor energy is really good. So yeah, it's an interesting one. We've seen some of those draft box cards when they comboed on battle cards, they get the extra 10k, how useful they are. But yeah, just being able to get a free 10k combo on our leader, including our super combos as well. So we've got, you know, 6 available, only 4 of them will draw an extra card, but that 10k is always incredibly helpful. Dimension Magic, pretty standard alongside Hatch, one of the greatest blue SERs in the game. Obviously there's a couple of other good blue SERs at the moment, but for the deck, I do think that Hatch probably is a bit more relevant than the Beast Gohan. You could run the Kaioken Goku, but I think Hatch just had a better place within the deck. Moving into the Z deck, we've got Android 18 Cell Dance, our Z leader. It's a Z Awaken for 1 blue energy when your life is at 3 or less, which is easy to get to when you have the Self Awakener on the leader as well, so we can take ourselves down from 4 to 5 and get that plus 5k. It's also 3 Z energy, and we've got a Z stack mechanic on this card. So it's a blue Krillin and blue Android 17 card with an energy cost of 5. So when putting this card into play on top of a leader from our Z deck, we place up to 2 of the specified cards from our Z deck under this card. So we can place a blue Krillin and a blue Android 17 underneath this when it comes into play. Auto once per turn, when this card attacks, draw 1, place 1 blue card from our drop onto this card, pretty standard. And then we've got the activate main once per turn for 3 blue energy. Place 3 other blue non-leader cards from under this card in the owner's drop area. Play up to 1 Krillin or Android 17 Z battle card, both blue, from under this card, and then this card gains double strike for the turn. So we give our leader the double strike to make it 20k, and we're playing out a Z battle card for 3 blue energy. When we go over these Z battle cards, we'll see that they're both 5 cost Z battle cards and 3 Z energy. So getting them out for 3 is really good, especially when you've got a 25k deflect dual attack blocker. Auto limit 1, if your leader is blue Android 18 card, when this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, place it at the bottom of the owner's deck, switch up to one of your leaders to active mode, switch up to one of your mono blue energy to active mode, and then this card gains barrier until the end of your opponent's next turn. And then an auto at the end of your turn, place up to 1 blue Android 18 card from your drop area under your leader. So we're filling up that effect underneath our leader for the next turn, and we're getting a whole bunch of effects here on this card. We pay 3 for it, we get to untap a blue energy. This card gains barrier, so we can attack with it once, we can restand it, leave it to block if we need to, or we can attack twice. Just a whole lot of good synergy with the 2. And then we've got Android 17 Excel Dance, so again we can play this card from underneath the leader. This one's a 25k deflect critical double strike. Auto limit 1, if your leader is a blue Android 18 card, when this card is played, switch up to one of your mono blue energy to active mode, switch up to one of your leaders to active mode, and it gets plus 10,000 power for the turn. And then again, the auto at the end of the turn, place 1 blue Android 18 card from your drop under your leader. So we can have a 25k critical double striker and a 30k double striking leader that will restand, so we can attack with it once and then restand it with the effect of the 17. And here's where we start to see a bit more of the synergy with the heavy kick Krillin. Just being able to get that 10k combo onto a 25k critical double strike is incredibly good. And both Krillin and the 17 untap that energy, so you pay 3, you're going to untap 1. It's really good value for both of these cards. And then lastly, we have the Beerus and the Cell, pretty standard kind of blue cards within Z decks for majority of the time, but we're definitely going to be aiming around the Krillin and the 17. Personally, I think the Krillin is just a little bit better, having the barrier, having the dual attack 25k. It can be a little bit more annoying to deal with than that one attack that can be negated. But what's really good about the 17 is it does give that 10k to our leader as well. So we can easily make this a 35k Z leader when you combine the activate battle and the 17 to boost up that leader. But as always, that is the deck right in front of you. And let me know in the comments if there's anything that you think that you'd rather change, if there's some ratios or some cards that you think may be better suited for the deck than what I've put in here. We've got a couple of interesting tech cards, you know, that you're probably not going to see in many lists, but let me know what you think. If you do enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you at the next deck idea.